This is part 28 of Angular CRUD tutorial. In this video, we'll discuss how to add or remove validation styles to a group of elements and how to trigger validation manually. At the moment, the problem that we have with this confirm password field validation is that when the passwords do not match, notice only the confirm password field is styled with this red border. We also would like the password field to be styled the same way. That's easy. All we have to do for that is group password and confirm password fields together and then apply the bootstrap validation class has error. So to group these elements together, we're going to make use of this ngModelGroup directive provided by Angular. Notice here we have placed the password field and confirm password field in another development with ngModelGroup directive set, and we have set the name of this ngModelGroup directive to password group. We can give it any meaningful name we want. So this name will be used by Angular as the key for the nested object in the form model, and these two properties will be in that nested object. If this doesn't make sense at the moment, don't worry, we'll look at this in action in just a bit. Notice within our view template, the password field is here and the confirm password field is here just below it. Now let's group these two developments using the ngModelGroup directive provided by Angular. So I'm going to place another development right here and then set ngModelGroup directive, and let's set its name to password group, and then move the closing div right here. Let's save our changes and then take a quick look at the browser. Notice now in the Angular generated form model, we have a group here, and the key of that group is password group, which is the name we have given for our ngModelGroup directive right here. And as we type a value for password and confirm password fields, notice those two properties are within that group. And if you look at our own employee model, we don't have such grouping right here. The password and confirm password properties are present just like the other properties. We'll discuss how to get this grouping within our own employee model in a later video. For now, what we want to do is style the password field just like the confirm password field if they don't match. So we want to apply this red border. So we are going to apply conditional class binding on the group, that is on this password group. So on this development, which has got the ngModelGroup directive, let's apply the conditional class binding. So if the confirm password field is touched and if it is invalid, then add this class has error to this development, which is the container div for both our password and confirm password fields. So when the confirm password field is invalid, this class will now be applied to all the form controls within that group. So both the password field and the confirm password field will be styled the same way. Notice now when the passwords do not match, we get the red border as expected, and when they match, the red border is removed from both the controls. So it all seems to be working as expected, but there is a small problem here. Notice when I delete the value from the confirm password field, both the controls turn red and the validation error message that we see here is confirm password is required. Now we do not want the password field with a red border when only confirm password field is required. And the reason we are getting both of these controls styled this way is because of the class binding that we have right here. Notice we are saying add this class has error to the group when the confirm password field is touched and when it is invalid. The confirm password field is invalid when it fails required validation also. And when it fails required validation, we don't want this border to be applied to the password field. So I'm going to include an additional check here. So apply this has error class when the confirm password field is touched and when it is invalid, and when the confirm password field errors collection does not have this required key. We want to check for negation, so let's apply the not operator here. Notice now when the passwords do not match, the red border is applied to both the controls. And when the confirm password field fails required validation, the red border is applied only to the confirm password field. And when they match, the red border is removed from both the controls. There is another problem here. If we change the confirm password field after the password field, and if the passwords do not match, we get to see the validation error as expected. And when the passwords match, the validation disappears. But now look what happens if we change the password field after confirm password field. Now here both the passwords are different, but still our custom validation is not triggered and we don't get to see that validation error message. So let's understand why in this specific scenario our custom validation is not triggered. If we take a look at our confirm password field, notice our custom validation directive is placed on this confirm password field. So when this confirm password field value changes, this custom directive is going to trigger our custom validation, compare the value that we have in confirm password field with the value in the password field. If they don't match, validation fails and we see the validation error. If they match, the validation passes and the error message is cleared. But when the password field is changed, there is nothing here to tell Angular to kick off our custom validation because we don't have this custom directive placed on the password field. So if I expand the password field, notice we don't have this directive placed on this password field. So Angular does not know to trigger our custom validation when the password field changes. So we have to manually trigger. So to trigger a specific controls validation, we can use this method, updateValueAndValidity. Notice here we are using event binding, and this event binding is on the password field. So we are binding to the change event of the password field, meaning whenever someone changes the password in the password field, then execute this statement right here. And look at this statement closely. We are using the confirm password template reference variable, and on that we are using the control property to get the confirm password field control and then calling its update value and validity function. This triggers all the validators on the confirm password field, including our custom validator, and that's what we want. So let's go ahead and include the change event binding on the password field. Our password field is right here, so I'm going to bind to the change event. Now let's change the confirm password field first and then the password field. At the moment the passwords do not match and we get to see the validation error. When the passwords match, validation passes and the error messages are cleared. So it's all working as expected. At the moment we are binding to the change event of the password field, and keep in mind the change event is not triggered until the control loses focus. So this means when we change the value in the password field, the change event is not triggered right away. It's only triggered when this control loses focus. Notice that's when we see the validation error. But if you want our custom validation to be triggered as we are typing in the password field, and if you don't want to wait until the control loses focus, then bind to the input event instead of the change event. Notice now as we type in the password field, our custom validation is triggered. We don't have to wait until the control loses focus. That's all I wanted to cover in this video. Thank you for watching and have a great day.